Good day, everybody. Dean from the Gen X Underground, coming to you from my basement studio, located somewhere in the bowels of Canada. And my purpose here today is to chat with you a little bit while playing this beautiful game called The Thing. Wonderful movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you watch the movie. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to play The Thing on the Legends Pinball 4K. And as we're doing that, I'm going to chat a little bit about recent events. I'm going to give my opinion on that. Whether people care or not is up to them. But I'm going to put it out there anyway. And as we do that, you can watch as I play a little pinball. And we're going to play again, like I said, The Thing. Beautiful table, actually. Very well done. Highly accurate to the movie. Voices are really well done. I highly recommend purchasing this table if you have the Legends 4K Ultimate. Or the Legends Pinball 4K, sorry. I do have the Ultimate beside it as well. Anyways, let's get started. So,
goddamn week of winter.
We watched as things heated up in the Middle East. Israel decided that now was the best time to try to take out Iran, the leadership of Iran, and to establish a little bit of sanity in the Middle East, I guess. Now, there's a lot of anti-Israel propaganda going around the internet right now, as you may have noticed. And many people have succumbed to extreme views on one side or the other. Me, I don't take such views outright, mostly because I put my faith in God and not man. So when it comes to, who's right or who's wrong, I mean, I'll call balls and strikes when I see them, and I will definitely call out a lie when a lie is told. But the world is a complicated place, and there's many moving pieces. And of course, they never expected never expected Trump to get into power again. So they're basically panicking, the globalists are, and they don't know what to do with themselves, quite frankly. It's kind of interesting to watch as they flail around. I mean, you have Canada and the UK who are, the outliers now because they're supposed to be our allies, but they're doing the bidding of the globalists, which is to purposely destroy their own countries by mass immigration and creating crime and fear amongst the population. And then when people complain or they fight back on that, they get thrown in jail, or they get persecuted, and lawfare is used against them. So, anyways, lots of turmoil. Tucker said some stupid things, in my opinion. Tried to make Senator Cruz look like an idiot. I don't know how many people are in Iran. I do now. There's 84 million of them, but I wouldn't have known the answer to that question unless I was studying on Iran for statistics. And Tucker Carlson was a graduate in Russian history, so he's a bit of a history buff, and he likes to throw that into people's faces, right? Because he's like an encyclopedia of knowledge. I don't know if you've ever known anybody like that, but somebody who remembers all the stupid little things that you would never remember, and you're like, why do you even remember that? I worked with a guy that was like that, and it was really annoying because I'm like, why do you spend so much time remembering these facts that will never ever serve you any purpose in life? And he never really had a clear answer on that, but he did admit that he did that, and it was a thing that he did. And I think Tucker Carlson suffers from the same syndrome that guy did. Anywho, oh jeez, I lost that ball already. So he gets up there and tries to make Senator Cruz look like an idiot, and of course there's a lot of people that are don't want a war, and I don't want a war either. Nobody wants a war. But I do trust in one man on this earth, and his name is Donald Trump. And if he makes the decision that he needs to do some kind of military maneuvers for the best interest of the United States, I trust in his judgment on that. He's proven himself over and over again for years. He didn't even have to run again. They tried to throw him in jail. They tried to kill him. They slandered him over and over again. And all the hoaxes, all the evidence for all the hoaxes is coming out now.
Nobody trusts anybody
and
now.
You know, the evidence about the jab is coming out and all that stuff. And that's good, right? But many of us knew that already a long time ago. And it's frustrating to know these things. Oh, it's getting spooky now. Check this out. I got a bit of a thing going here. I'm just going to go quiet for a minute while I play this. Because we're going after the thing, it looks like. Oh, that's good. Lit Mac up. Come on, boys. Oh, no, no! That hurt. Yeah, that hurt. It was McCready's fault, actually. Pretty sure, right? You can support me on that, audience.
Shack and get drunk.
Yeah, let's go get drunk. Good idea. So anyways, you know, I don't like war either. Nobody likes war. But sometimes, you know, we have bad people in this world, right? And it's the same thing with self-defense in your own home. Like we just experienced recently in Canada where those people were attacked and they tried to defend themselves and they went to jail. Which is the most ridiculous thing you could ever possibly imagine. That you cannot defend yourself properly and your home in Canada. Anyways, if it comes down to the president deciding that, you know, for whatever reason he needs to do a military attack on this country, because they do say death to America all the time,
all right.
then I trust in his decisions to do that. And people that have been following Donald Trump or have been won over by him in recent years should know better than to jump all over everything just because there's rumors of war. There isn't really technically no war. I mean, and people are freaking out. Oh, I don't want to be brought into another war, endless war, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're not even in a war. Trump's playing his game then. Let him cook. Right? Let him cook. He'll get shit done one way or the other, right? He's not perfect. Nobody is. But I mean, I wouldn't want anybody else in that position during this time than him right now. So yeah, that's basically what my opinion on the whole situation is. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to trust Trump. But you know, a lot of people got exposed.
Very tired.
Tucker has now been exposed for who he is. Elon has now been exposed for who he is. I want to do that one we did last time. What was it? I think it was that one.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's Benny's.
Oh no, it's not. Anyways, a lot of people have ruined their reputations from speaking up too fast. Oh yeah, we are in this. Okay. Oh, come on.
Power's back on.
Right down the pipe.
Now.
Anyways. Yeah, so a lot of people have been exposed. They're going to lose followers. They're going to lose credibility.
For a little while.
All because they jumped the gun and, oh no, we can't.
It's getting cold in here. I haven't slept.
Go into this war that's not even happening. And I mean, for that simple reason, they should have just I call it the 72-hour rule, right? I give everything 72 hours before I come out with a strong opinion on something. Now, this one's a little easier for me because, I mean, I'm not picking sides or anything like that. Israel does bad things. Iran does bad things. America does bad things. Canada does bad things. People do bad things. They always have and they always will. Until the return of Jesus. So, I call them as they go, right? I stick to my Bible. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And I believe He's coming soon. And that is my salvation. Not any man, not any government, not any policy, nothing. Now, of course, we all want better lives. And we want to make sure that we have people representing us that are good people and they make right decisions based on our best interest. Oh, here we go. I think it was lockdown. Let's try lockdown.
nobody gets in or
yeah, so you make your decisions based on the best knowledge that you have at the time, and that's the best you can do. But some people are in it for different motives, right? Money, fame, power, whatever the case may be. They're in it for different reasons. And that shows sometimes, right? When you get down to clutch situations, that's when you find out who people really are. So I'm disappointed in some people that they're not backing Trump fully on this situation. You know, when he said he didn't want to be involved in never-ending wars, I'm pretty sure he meant that.
It's getting cold.
However, he's not going to let other countries walk all over him. Now, imagine if he was you know, stuck to that no matter what would happen? Well, countries would take advantage of him, wouldn't they? They'd be like, oh, he's not going to do nothing because people freak out. Look at all the people freaking out on Twitter because he wants to bomb Iran or he wants to do something in Iran. So maybe we can get away with this and he won't do anything. No, Trump has to be unpredictable. And his people need to understand that. And I mean, he's proven himself over and over again. I don't know how much more proof you need, folks, but he's been almost assassinated. He's had 2 attempts on his life. I'm sure more that we don't know about. He's also been almost imprisoned for the rest of his life. They've tried to destroy his family. On down the line it goes, right? They've non-stop the Russian collusion hoax, everything. And that's all coming out, right? We're going to see the evidence of that. But anyways, I just wanted to get on here, play a little bit of this great pinball game, which I think you guys would agree is a pretty cool game. And just talk a little bit about it. As I said in previous videos, I'll be going to a live stream type thing eventually. I'm also going to be posting content of different kinds on here and talking about these situations as we go along, just because I want to document all this stuff. Because once I put it out on the internet's forever, right? I knew that getting into this, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to speak truth, and I'm going to let the chips fall where they may. Whatever happens, happens. Because I got confidence God is on my side. And if I do the right thing, He'll always be with me. So, have yourselves a wonderful day, people. Take a deep breath, all right? Watch and observe people, how they act, their behaviors, and what they say, and act accordingly. Until then, Dean from the Gen X Underground. Until the next video, stay safe.